Digimon Adventure 2020 comes to a close today with its final episode 67. I have personally not covered this show in a while. I was obviously caught up with it, but I just didn't have the time to make something on this particular series, and I'm really sorry about that. But I knew that I had to make a video upon its ending because I have many thoughts about it. The overall series for me was a mixed bag of experience. There were certain aspects of the series which I really enjoyed and certain aspects which I just didn't really bother even that much because it was just not my cup of tea. But what about y'all? Was this series a hit or a miss for you? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, since I'll be talking about the whole series again in a separate video. With that being said, hello and welcome to Unwisey, and thank you so much for joining in. Today we are going to talk about the ending of Digimon Adventure 2020 Reboot series. Now this episode obviously begins where we left off last week, that is with Omnimon, who is venturing inside of Adobmon's orb, and Omegamon faces its core body but it is nearly defeated. Now this is where things really get interesting because I did not expect this episode to be actually this good. The past couple of episodes were really redundant in my opinion. Some of them were really great, especially the Holy Digivolution sequences, they were really well done. But overall, I was not really a huge fan of the manner in which the entire plot and the arc was being encompassed here, especially with the Great Cataclysm. In my humble opinion, it was rushed a lot and we were just getting hints about this so-called Great Cataclysm for a very long time without actually involving ourselves into it and knowing what the hell was actually going on here. And by the time it came, it was like a mixed bag of experience wherein we had sprinkled in elements from Digimon Tamers, Digimon Data Squad, Digimon Fusion, and a bunch of other series, totally different series, for example Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. But irrespective of all of that, I just feel like this particular episode really hit the mark because it's Omnimon. It's Omnimon yet again, and Toei Animation absolutely loves this particular character, and I think I finally understood why. Because I have been a long time Dragon Ball fan myself, and now I'm a well-versed One Piece fan as well, and therefore I understand some of the inclinations and the tendencies of Toei Animation. They really love their beam struggles, and at the same time they also really enjoy drawn out sword fights. Not just quick sword fights, say something like Demon Slayer, but rather climactic sword battles with clashes and aura beams and whatnot. But in the case of Omnimon, they are combined together in one singular entity, and therefore they can provide both of these actions in the very same episode via the very same character. This is one of the major reasons why Omnimon is so beloved by, let's say, Toei Animation in itself. This is the reason why the series began with Omnimon and now it is ending with Omnimon in a very U-shaped like arc. We knew this was coming. Around episode 63 we already got the inclination that the true power to defeat the Great Cataclysm was indeed Omnimon. So yeah, there was no doubt about it. But since this is Omnimon which we are talking about, we had already seen the regular version of it from the very first episode, so they cannot just use it to become the finale of it. And we all knew this was coming. I made a video about it and a bunch of other content creators also made a video about it, and we were actually correct. Indeed, Omegamon Alter S finally makes its debut, and this was pretty obvious because we already got to see Blitzgreymon as well as Chris Garurumon. So yeah, in the midst of the battle, Omnimon finally evolved into Omegamon Alter S or Omnimon Alter S, whichever one you want to call it, because of the power of the other children, the power of the other Digidestined who were cheering on for them. This really reminded me a lot about Susanomon, especially from Digimon Frontier, and some other major hints and references were taken from throughout the history of Digimon as a whole. And that basically encompasses the first half of this episode, wherein Omegamon, or at least now in his Alter S form, finally manages to defeat the Great Evil. But in order to have a better understanding of this particular ending, I will just go over what exactly this Great Cataclysm was all about. And I'm sorry I just keep calling it the Great Cataclysm, but rather it was the Great Catastrophe. I'm really sorry about that. I'm not really going to edit that out here, but I just confuse these words a lot, especially while I was watching. So yeah, the Great Catastrophe. So basically chapter 65 already explained to us that the digital world's instinct to survive summoned the children in order to stop Negamon from using the negative powers of the endless data flowing into the network. Basically, it was a mechanism for the digital world to evolve, but because of the negative aspects and the negative aura filled in with the data, this corrupted Negamon to become an existence which is going to consume each and every single thing into an infinite void. Basically a nihilistic version of the D-Reaper. Again, I got a lot of references from Digimon Tamers as well as Data Squad here in this particular finale, you could say, of the Digimon 2020 series. So this is basically the essence of the Great Catastrophe in the form of Negamon. And the final battle here was actually really greatly done. Props to Toei Animation for this. They didn't just use Omnimon just for the sake of it, because it was truly utilized here. We got to see some of the immediate result of this battle in the real world as well. We saw kids who were actually watching this particular fight, and this is sort of a reference to the original adventure as well. It's sad that we didn't get to see a point of view from the adults here, and it's kind of redundant as well, especially from the bomb scare and the rocket scare which previously happened in this particular series. So yeah, that was a little weak in my opinion, but other than that, this final battle was really well utilized. Moreover, Omnimon shined throughout this entire battle, and Toei Animation really utilized the mechanics of this character very well. I especially enjoyed the manner in which he utilized the cloak to fire off this particular beam, and while all of this is happening, Negamon or Abodomon, whichever one you want to call it, he was also utilizing his moves very well here. Obviously, the reference for this character is Pride from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and that was really aptly shown here. The eyes evolving into the mouth and his entire nihilistic approach was really well described here, and it sort of had a fear factor to his entire persona as well, which was really well described in a couple of different scenes, especially when he's utilizing those eyes. And I was really a huge fan of the fight choreography for this final battle as well. They sort of tore apart a dimension, I'm not really sure about that. And it's here that Omnimon almost stabs his entire body. It's shown in a black silhouette sort of a form, which is usually used for censorship in anime. But lo and behold, it was not actually stabbed, because he utilizes his mouth to stop the Omni Sword, and he's sort of paralyzing Omnimon here. But at that particular moment, we get to see the other Digidestined as well, who are soaring in, who are pouring in all their thoughts and all their energies, and this eventually results into Omegamon Alter S form, which is really impressive. We didn't really get a name drop for it here, and even Taichi and Yamato don't even talk about it that much here. It's just a one-off form and it's done. There's no as such intrinsic value which is shown to it here. They changed the positions of the blasters and sword. Obviously, this is one of the most unique Omnimon or Omegamon out there, with a totally different set of blasters and swords. So that is basically the first half of this episode with the fight, and after his Digivolution into Omegamon Alter S, he is easily able to defeat the enemy and sort of goes back to Omnimon, the regular Omnimon form, and uses a move which I'm not really sure if I remember it correctly, but it sort of wipes out all this infinite void. Now, one you could say complaint which I have from this episode is the little utilization of the other cast. I mean, that has been one of the major criticisms for this entire series, and it was apparent here as well, because literally the other cast members didn't do anything at all. You could say that they were involved in the fight from the outside of his body and how they were trying to slow it down, but effectively that was useless. It was effectively useless. They were just there for the sake of being there with their mega forms. At least every character got the mega form, so I guess that's the only good aspect here. But beyond that, the final fight is over. The great catastrophe has been finally stopped because of the efforts of the Digidestined. They finally returned back to the human world, and fortunately, things didn't take a Digimon Tamer's route, because the Digimon still remain with their human partners, and we get to see some very beautiful scenes of them living sort of in a hidden sphere here in the real world. And while we were seeing our Digidestineds with the Digimon, we get the juxtaposition of the narration for the Digidestined and their deals, and how it is being spread throughout the digital world in a way that now many Digimon actually want to travel to the human world to see the human beings as well. And on top of that, I'm really happy and glad that we got to see some of the Digimons in the starting parts of this series, including Leomon. If you are a long-time fan of Digimon, you know why I'm so happy to see him alive at this particular point. We also got to see Commandomon and the other characters, so yeah, that was a really good scene. And on top of that, Negamon actually transforms into a Digi-Egg. Of course, this is the cycle of Digimon, we already know about that. But what if this sort of leads us into Ghost Game? Because the next series of Digimon, that is Digimon Ghost Game, is about to come from the next week if I'm not wrong. And how cool that would be if this sort of Digi-Egg starts the next series in a way. I mean, this sort of a thing or this sort of a theme has been a prevalent scene for tokusatsu genre in Japan, so I mean, it might be the case, who knows about it. But this is essentially the ending of Digimon Adventure 2020 reboot series. To sum up, the great catastrophe has been finally averted because of Omnimon. That was sort of the stopping point, or the person or the being which could stop the great catastrophe, wherein Negamon's form was corrupted by the negative data and he became a nihilistic creature, and Omnimon was finally able to take him down with his upgraded move or upgraded form, that is Omegamon Alter S. With this, the fight is finally over and the Digidestined return to the human world along with their Digimon partners. Now, something very interesting to note here is Koshiro and what he's doing at the very end. he is actually planning something which sort of is a very big Easter egg for Digimon Adventures 02. So, is he actually manufacturing the portals for easy entry into the digital world? Who knows? Let's see if this is a tease for the upcoming sequel or a next sequel whenever it eventually happens. So what do you guys think about this particular finale in the form of Digimon Adventure episode 67? Please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I will make a follow-up video talking about this entire series as a whole because I have a lot to talk about. So in the meantime, be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all my latest content. With that being said guys, thank you so much for joining in. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, share it with your friends, and I'll see you all on the next one. This is Wonder Thank you so much for joining in.